Um, Hello everyone. I am going to get it through a very short and very effective build that I just did today in like half a day. You can do it. Now I have been told, and we are in a scarcity in our space right now with an acrylic bender. We do not have an acrylic bender, and I've been told that in Europe it costs for around like 300 euros or something. So my colleague, when she asked for making one, and she forwarded me a link from YouTube where this guy makes a very effective and like minimal cost of making acrylic bender. So I sort of followed it through, but we didn't manage to get everything working like he did in his video. So we sort of gathered around whatever things we had, and we made our own homebrew DIY acrylic bender out of those things. Out of time shortage, I'm not making an instructable of detailed part by part, but these things are generally available in any hardware store, and according to your requirements you can go and buy this. Doesn't necessarily have to have the same specifications, but apart from certain major things, but in general it would work. So here we have a very crude arrangement of a hinge joint, which is kind of a very small piano hinge, you can say. And I don't know if you could see it, but we have nichrome wires which are around like 1 mm thick, but they're available at different gauge. You can get them from your local hardware Radio Shack store. We are actually also ordering something around like a bit more thick, so that actually helps in bending thicker acrylic sheets at a better, faster rate, I guess. So here it's just a very minor arrangement of acrylic, and this is the nichrome wire which has been tensed and passed through a bolt here, and this aluminum rail sort of encapsulates the heat. And you have to be very careful though. I learned it the hard way that this nichrome wire shouldn't touch or short with the aluminum, because then aluminum acts as heat dispersion, and the wire doesn't get, the whole thing doesn't get hot enough in time, because well, aluminum is sort of dispersing the whole heat here. So I sort of, initially the bolt was here, I sort of then took the bolt off the rail so that it's not shorting with the aluminum rail. Yeah, and at this end we sort of again followed through the same schematic. The lines are there, and then it's actually going through here where it's going to one of the terminals to the power supply, but in general we sort of sanded it here a little bit, and then to make the conductor visible, and then just clipped crocodile clip over there. And here's a spring which is really important. Doesn't really matter what the spring constant is, but some moderate spring should work out in general. So it's bolted over here, and the wire goes through kind of a hook that I made out of the spring wire itself, and it's bolted here. So what happens is when you pass the heat, when you pass the electricity, it becomes hot and it expands due to malleability of the nichrome. And as it expands, the spring sort of contracts because it's already tensed. It contracts back, and it keeps the whole wire straight throughout the whole period of its heating. It's really important though to take care that its spring constant shouldn't be too high or too steep, so that it breaks the wire, but somewhat nearby that is adjustable. You can get it by experimentation. It's not that hard to say, but since I haven't measured the spring constant. Now for the power source, we are using a benchtop power supply with 37 volts and like 3 amps, it's milliamps it's drawing right now. So that's kind of our DIY thing. And here we have a plank which sort of defines that it's 90 degrees angle, and everything is just like cardboard and a hinge over the top. So this is kind of like built with, I guess, $1 or so of materials, just nuts and bolts and a nichrome wire essentially, which is the essential part of this whole build. So yeah, do build it and enjoy with building the whole thing and bending acrylic in your own garage, and share your builds with us, with me and my colleagues. Thank you.